Good morning and welcome to Periwinkle Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun. We do art here. Today I have a mess on my desk because we're going to do a bunch of different things. Hopefully. I just want to say real quick, happy 4th of July. Due to the scariness in the country, I'm not celebrating anything. I feel like independence has left our country, so I'm not really going to talk anymore about that. Let's see where to start. Where we always start. Let's introduce bunnies. Say hello to Maya. She's my number one bun. She brought her pillow to the desk today. She's feeling kind of sleepy. In her little spot. You want to take a nap? Okay. Yes, I talk to my stuffed animals. Something's off here. Is that better? Yeah, it puts that in front of my camera, but whatever. We've met Static before, but she'll say hello again. This is the dissociation bunny. Her name is Static. She is a sweetheart, and when she talks, she sounds like a Powerpuff Girl. And we also have my other friend. This is the dissociative identity disorder bunny. I don't think she's come to live with us before. I love her ears. She has multiple bunnies in her ears. And her name is Legion. You could figure that out for yourself. Static and Legion tend to hang out together a lot. There she go. Okay. Say hello to Bob the Bad Dust Bunny. Hello, Bob. I also brought 2 new tiny friends to the desk today. This is from the ADHD bunny. And it's an octopus bunny. It doesn't have a name yet. If you want to give it a name, you can pop ideas in the chat. You know, if there's anybody here, which there's not. And this is an emotional support shrimp. They come in sets of 2. And I gave the other one to my kid. And this is King Prawn. If you've never seen the Muppets in Space, I think, movie. Yeah. King Prawn. I am not a shrimp. I am King Prawn. Okay. We need bunny ears. My headache has finally gone away. Okay, we have coffee. Cheers. Dun, dun, dun. Like my cup. It says Chaos Coordinator. Okay. Yesterday, we finished out coloring the phoenix, technically. We do not have a background yet because I'm still thinking about it. But what I've done is I pulled out the fluorescent markers. I am thinking about going back through the phoenix itself with like orange and yellow green, just to see what happens. I've never used the fluorescent Copics before. I don't really know how they layer or look, so might do that. And I brought out the toner grays, blacks, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, they're toner color. I don't know what that means. As well as the special black. I don't know what the difference between the special black and the regular black is. So I thought maybe we could figure that out today. And I'm thinking about using the toner blacks to create the background for the Phoenix. I'm also thinking about maybe doing it in blues. We'll see. What else do I have here? Let's see. I have the color list for the next class I'm going to do, so I need to pull the markers out for that. I have these two duckies that I did recently. This one was on live, this one was not. So I have them in marker and colored pencil. I have the gardenias that I did in marker and colored pencil. This one needs a background as well, so we'll be doing that today. And I have the two little otters that I did in colored pencil and in marker. I have the first Phoenix that I did on live. And all of those are going to get some kind of sparkle detail on them, because that's something I do. There's a few things that I do in my art. I always hide a semicolon somewhere in my art. I always use the color Periwinkle somewhere in my art. And I always add glitter at the end to something. Not necessarily everything, but something. But first I want to talk about these real quick. These are from the Wickedly Good classes from earlier this year from Kit and Clowder. This is the pencil version. I really loved it. There was a lot of stippling. I'm not great at stippling. I keep practicing it, but it's difficult. But I think that it came out really beautifully, and I'll be posting this on Instagram at some point. And then this is the markers class. And while they're not perfect, they kind of line up a little bit. So when I had to put them in a frame together, and they look really cool next to each other, even though they don't line up perfectly. But here's the thing. I did this with my Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers. And doing this class is the point where I finally got fed up. Because the colors are just off. They're off. That's one of the reasons I got fed up. But I went ahead and did this class with Spectrum Noirs anyway. I just finished it out because I decided that when my Copics come in, I was going to do it again. And then I'm going to do a comparison of the two. So that is what I have right here, to do that in Copic markers. And that's going to be the next project we start on live. It still came out pretty. I still think it's pretty. But there's just some weird stuff here. Like this green right here. It's odd. And there's a lot of shininess to the paper, because I haven't noticed it with the Copics. I haven't seen any shiny parts, no matter how much ink I put down. So like there's no shininess on this at all, or on this. And I think it's just a function of the ink and the markers. So we're going to redo that class in Copics. And I wanted to show it to you. I also have this one while I was waiting on my Copics to come in that I went and did in pencil. But I really hated this until I was finished with it. I really hated it. The dress looked awful. This took a lot of work for me to bring it to an acceptable level, but it turned out really well. But on this, what I did, and I do have the full video of this piece, was this was the first thing I used pan pastel on. And so I kind of went through it and just applied a wash of pan pastel colors to all of the different areas. I don't know how to explain this really well, but it made everything so much easier to get coverage on without me having to blend until my hand wanted to fall off. I'm really, really pleased with it. I did get a little bit messy and fuzzy in here because the colors kind of blended together too much. But I also used watercolor over the pan pastels down here. No, I'm sorry. I put gold watercolor on the paper before I did the pan pastels on the Golden Brick Road right here. But then over here and this part of the road, I applied the pan pastel and colored pencil, and then I put the same watercolor over the top of it, and it just came out slightly different, and I kind of really love it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that, and you can see the difference between the two. Neither of them is better or worse than the other. They're just different. But I want to do this class again. So I've got these, and I didn't want to waste the paper, so I went ahead and printed out this one on marker paper too, so you can see what it looked like before I started on it. And there's a lot of detail in there. We're going to add some glitter to those too. I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. This is my favorite ruler. Do you have a favorite ruler? I don't know if other people have favorite rulers. I do. Okay. Let's set these aside. And we're going to go ahead and start on the Phoenix. Okay, so I've got these 3 fluorescents. Let me, I'm just going to test them, kind of. I have this piece of paper I've been working with forever. It's just a random piece of paper. This is fluorescent yellow. And I don't really know if it's going to do anything, like make it brighter, or if it's just fluorescent, like it glows in the dark. And then fluorescent yellow green.
This is a reminder. Take it after done with that. This is a reminder. Take it after done with that.
Let's do something here real quick. Find a nice empty spot. Yeah, I really don't have one. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe. The best way to see how a color is going to look over another color is to swatch it. I don't really have a clear space on here, do I? Let's go right here. I'm just using the same markers we used on the Phoenix to create like a small blendy strip. Okay. So that's the basic blend that we have. I'm going to run through this on the middle and the sides with each color. So we'll start with fluorescent orange. I'm going to go right through the middle here. That faded that out a lot, didn't it? Whoa, that's kind of odd. You see up here how it, yeah, I don't know. That was odd. Okay. Let's get the fluorescent yellow. We're going to put that on this side. I'm curious, do any of you use the fluorescent colors in your markers, pencils, whatever? Do you use them a lot? Or do you, like me, do you kind of like shy away from them because you're not sure what they'll look like? I usually shy away from them. I'm more prone to use glitters and metallics than I am the fluorescents. But today I just thought let's have a fun little experiment. That's what we're doing today. We're experimenting. And the fluorescent green. What I need is a little black light, I think. Or maybe one of my UV lights for my nails. I'm not sure. Pardon me. My chest is kind of hurting right now. It does that a lot. Honestly, I think that the fluorescent yellow green looks the best over the yellow areas, and the fluorescent yellow looks pretty good over the orange. The thing is that I would have thought the fluorescent orange would look better, but it kind of doesn't. So I think we're not going to use that one. Let's grab our Y000 and Y000 and that. All right. Now I want to do another swatch. With the blacks and the toner colors. I'm running out of paper here. I need another swatch piece of paper. I really don't have any random sheets around here. Okay. Let's use, this is Special Black. I'm gonna put this here. And then I'm gonna put the black right next to it. There it is. Make that little dividing line, kind of blend it together. I really want to see what the difference is because I don't understand. It's possible that it has like a flatter color. I don't know. Let's let that dry and see. Meanwhile, I'm going to take these toner colors. They're not colors, okay, they're grays. Let's put them in order. It's T0. And where's 1? There is a 1. There's 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Am I missing some? Hang on. Okay, I got it. Okay, here's 1 and 4. Well, I should have grabbed some paper before I sat down here, and I didn't know that I needed it. But we'll work with this, right? All right. I'm going to turn it this way so we can start back here. And it's just going to have to go over other colors. So this is 0. I'm just overlapping each color a little bit and letting it blend together. And then I'll come back over it with colorless blender to help them merge a little bit. Okay, obviously that color was out of order. Hang on. 0, 1. We gotta redo this. Ah! Erk. That's 4. That's 2. Here's 3. Alright, I'm gonna start over. Somewhere. It's 0. Sometimes you just have to redo it. 1. 2. 'I knew something was wrong when that was so dark. T3. If you ever want to know what I'm singing to, it's over right there. See the little box right there? I mean, I'd love to have a soundtrack for you guys to listen to while you watch me ramble on, but not there yet. So I guess the toner color, the toner designation is kind of just like a flat black. I'm not sure. Because you have, excuse me, there's cool grays, there's neutral grays, there's warm grays, and toner grays. So I just grabbed one. To be honest, I think personally, from what I've experienced so far, that Copics both have a little bit more opacity to them than the Spectrum Noirs, and they also blend easier. I don't really know how to explain that, but they do. Like with the Spectrum Noirs, if I had done this, I would have needed to go over it a couple of times. Okay, that's all of them. Let me grab my colorless blender, and I'm just gonna kind of swipe this way a couple of times. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think what I might do is use a few different shades of the toners and then come in and tone the toner with blues. I just think that the grays will give it a good fade because I want to go dark on the outside towards lighter in the middle. Kind of like I tried to do with this one. It didn't necessarily work out. It still came out really good. I think it pops, but it wasn't what I was going for. And that is what it is. We're gonna try again. Okay. So I've got these. Like, I really can't tell the difference between black and special black. Is there something I'm supposed to be seeing that I'm not? Maybe it's just like a really flat color. I'm not sure. Okay. Alright, we're going to start with fluorescent yellow. And I'm going to go closer to the orange and reds with this color. Yes, I might be about to mess this entire thing up, but it's okay because I can always make another one. The thing about it is, if I don't do it, I'll never know, right? So my idea is to keep this one to the yellows and oranges and then use the fluorescent green and come out around the yellow flames. I have no idea what's about to happen, so. I mean, that changes the tone of it a little bit. Come in on the sides. I really just want to add a touch of it. And I'm hoping that this will add kind of more of a glowy look, a brighter look. But I really don't know what it's going to do, so we're just going to see. This is the FAFO method. I do like that. I'm just touching this at the inner part of the tail here. Ooh, I really like that. That really pumped up the orange. The paint is real today. Okay, that's dried down. Now I'm going to come in to all the parts that are really yellow and just flick this out a little bit. Kind of doing the same thing with this yellow green that I did with the Y quadruple zero. That's a lot to say. We absolutely don't want to cover everything. Kind of hit these little flicks that are out here outside of the wing. Let them. Yes, that is turning glowy. Oh, I like. Can you see the difference on screen between the two wings? Wow. That does exactly what I wanted it to. I'm so stoked. I'm gonna come in here on the face, just add a touch right here. I definitely want to add some to this eyeball. right underneath the eye, the cheek. And I'm going to add some through the body. Not everywhere. I'm kind of placing my strokes here between the darker strokes where there's more yellow poking through. I think this is really pretty. What do you think? Anybody in the chat? Cheer. Cheep, cheep. Your buddy. It's okay. I just feel like I would have better, like, chit chat if there was somebody chit chatting with me. But it is what it is, right? I mean, I talk to myself every day, so it's fine. Something else I've noticed about the Copics is every time I look at the tip of the marker, thinking there's going to be some color transfer on it, there's not. It's interesting. I'm going to come real quick right through the center of the tail. Whew, that looks super good. Okay, I want to come in here with this Y quadruple 0, and I just want to see if that tones down the fluorescent or not. I think it's kind of pointless, actually. All it does is desaturate the color. So I'll leave that there. Okay, I think we're going to start with toner 2. I'm just trying to figure out how to kind of flick this. I don't know. stand by. Even if we can't find out where to begin. Dropping stuff. There we go. If my wings are broken, romance is gonna find to. I'm gonna turn back. I'm flicking inwards to get the thin little flick lines. We might have to come back with the yellow afterwards. We'll see. When I'm gone, my hands and knees to I'm still alive. I'm thinking It doesn't look great right now, does it? It'll be fine. And if it's not fine, it genuinely just doesn't even matter. You know, it's pretty difficult for my hand to go that direction. Let's see. Here we go. I feel like I might be trying to put this color a little bit too close to it, but my whole idea is to kind of fade it out. But I don't know, might have, I don't know, I might have put this too close. What? Alright. This looks funky. Rewrite the stars. Alright, that's messy nonsense. What I'm gonna do is grab my colorless blender and see if I can smooth this out. I may be messing this whole thing up. I'm okay with that though. I am going a little bit over the edge of the bird flames. It's not a bird. I'm going over the edge of the flames. But I can always come back with that fluorescent. I just kind of want to murky this up a little bit, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Make it softer Is that what I'm trying to say? Okay, I need to take the end off this, the other end off this. It's blooping. You see what happened right here? Because so much of the fluid was put down, it got really blotchy. It's okay though. I'm gonna be a little more careful up in here. Use my into it. Bring you into it. Okay, we gotta let that dry. It looks a little better. I need to come back in here. Well, I got bad news. I thought I was gonna get on here today and stay on all the way through lunch and through the afternoon. I just remembered that my glucose sensor is about to quit on me, and I need to change it. I have a few minutes before I have to go though. Okay, now I'm gonna flip over to the chisel tip. I'm gonna come around the whole thing kind of smoothly. We're not gonna go back into any of the I'll be there. I'm just kind of making this like a murky blob on the outer edges. I don't want it to be sharp. I don't want it to be feathered. I kind of just want to fade this really smooth. So before we go to the next color, you even call grays a color. I mean, they are a color, sort of. I'm gonna kill you. Oh, I didn't mean that literally. I'm talking to my husband. He likes to mess with me about what he calls my glucose. He said, not the sugars. I would never actually kill him. And it probably isn't great for me to say that on YouTube, but whatever. So far, I've only said 2 kind of bad things on YouTube. The other day, when our stream went down, I said a bad word, and now my husband done made me say that. I was doing good. Okay. So you can see that it's starting to blur out a little bit. I think that's the hardest part, is getting in the little flames. I'm gonna leave this here. I'm gonna go ahead and get offline so I can change out my glucose sensor, and I will come back. I promise, I promise, I promise I will be back today. Some days I can't control what's going on. But I will say that I feel like I have more go to it. What am I trying to say? More energy, whatever. I have more energy when my husband's home. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he gets my coffee for me and I don't have to go get it. But that's what we've got for right now. So I'm gonna let this dry down, because right now it's pretty wet. It doesn't take long for alcohol marker to dry, and we will come back in probably about an hour and a half. No, it doesn't take me that long to change my sensor, but I need to have my lunch break too. So, yeah, this has been Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun. We did some art. Bye!